Anyways,
Exactly.
so next we saw the Sheamus Mark Henry match that basically told us that Sheamus doesn't matter in the world anymore. um,
Yeah, I mean, he lost clean to Mark Henry in like 4 minutes, and they said, he's got injuries, but he wasn't really selling it. He didn't take that many crazy bumps in the match.
it
He's
wasn't
he's
even
just getting buried.
it wasn't even clean. He looked incredibly dumb after it. He was going to go for a pump kick, right? But then he
Yeah.
turns around and takes the turnbuckle pad off. How's that going to help him? He took out Henry what last week with just a pump kick.
Yeah.
And so instead of going for that, let me take the turnbuckle pad off.
He's already got the advantage. It's not like he was fighting out and took the turnbuckle off desperately.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was very odd.
And then he looked at it for a few minutes and then splash and and match. So I don't know what Sheamus did to piss people off, but he has certainly fallen down the ladder.
The story is that executive producer Kevin Dunn, that's been there forever, is not a big fan of Sheamus, and I guess we're seeing why. I guess we're seeing the effects of it. I guess.
Yep.
I don't know. They were big fans of Sheamus for a year when they pushed him and gave him 2 title reigns, but the last few months, I mean, they put King of the Ring on him, and ever since then, it's been downhill.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well,
I like him. I know you don't like him that much, but I think he's a good
so I'm
performer.
loving every second of this. I'm not gonna lie. Every time he looks dumber and dumber, I get happier and happier. So
There you go.
But anyway, so I'm gonna skip the next segment with Daniel Bryan talking to Gail Kim because that seemed out of place and doesn't really follow anywhere.
Maybe
But,
they're gonna do Dana Bryan against Sheamus. That's about it.
Yeah, that's not too important. But we did see the next Hall of Fame inductee. So it's been 3-4 weeks since we've seen the last one. But
More
it was
than that. It's like 2 months.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Wow, that's not YouTube. I shouldn't be screwing that up. What do you think? Quick thoughts on that?
I don't. He wasn't very good. Like, he was okay. He's a mid-card baby face forever. Never had good matches. It's very easy to get into WWE Hall of Fame. Just don't piss off Vince and you'll get in. If you work there for more than 10 years or 15 years, you'll get in the Hall of Fame.
I really don't think they want to overshadow Sean at all. So I think you see a lot more of these coming out of the woodwork.
Well, there's not that many big names left.
Oh, there's tons. There's all those WCW guys. You got Lex Luger. You can
Yeah, I
bring
know,
Goldberg
but
back.
I mean, they could still put Lex Luger in. He's not going to be a top name.
But I'm
He'd
saying,
be second.
I'm guessing you won't see that. I'm guessing you're going to see a lot more Hacksaw Jim Duggans and
You'll see Arn Anderson, who already works for WWE, probably, and you'll see the Road Warriors, because, the Road Warrior Animal's brother is John Laurinaitis.
right.
He's head of talent relations. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, Animal's still in good terms with WWE. So, they'll probably get in, and then a couple other guys, maybe Ron Simmons, because he's from, I believe, he's from Atlanta. Oh no, or next year's in Florida. He went to Florida State. Maybe they'll do that.
They'll probably do that.
So, he has some history in Atlanta, though. So there's a lot of mid-card talent. I'm just saying there's not really that many main events. You can't put Sting in when you never worked for the company.
Sure,
It's not going to happen.
You own his matches.
Yeah, but he's not coming in.
Right. Well, for the right price, I think he comes in.
Well, we thought that would be this year.
No, I don't think it was this year. I never thought it was this year. I thought you were going to get billed for that. You weren't going to get a month of that. So if anything, it'll just be, you'll find that out in January of that year. Anyways, let's move on to the most awkward segment of the night when Michael Cole got in the ring and did a little promo with Jerry Lawler. What did you think of it? I hated it. As far as on a personal level, I thought it was in poor taste and bad judgment on everybody's part. Even though I'm sure Jerry Lawler, approved it and everything. But what did you think of it?
Well, I wrote, this was an effective segment. I'm sure lots of people are going to question the fact that Cole mentioned Lawler's dead mother as a way to get heat. And I said, I don't like it, but obviously Lawler had to prove that. He's old school in his thinking. They could have said worse things, so I'm not going to make a big deal of it. That's what I wrote. And that's what I'm saying, because I'm sure Lawler's probably the one that said, okay, it wouldn't make sense for a guy not to mention my mother, so let's do it. And, they didn't have to do it, but it's a way to add heat to the guy, and it's a way to make people care about the feud. And Lawler's mother apparently was a big wrestling fan that was at all his matches in Tennessee and stuff. Maybe she would have wanted it. We don't know what she would have wanted or anything, or what Jerry's call was.
Yeah.
So I understand people that get mad about it, but then the other hand is they wouldn't do it if the guy didn't improve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think Vince is that much of a jerk.
Well,
To do that to somebody like Jerry Lawler is probably one of his best friends since he's worked for him for 20 years. So, I don't know, that's just my take.
well, that did lead to my favorite moment of the night, and that's when Josh Matthews got to take over because I love the guy. Watched him when he was on Tough Enough. Loved watching him as he grew into the announcer that he is. So to watch him take over for the main event was kind of cool. But then we saw the main event of The Core versus John Cena and The Miz.
Twice.
Saw it twice. Saw a very, very quick.
The Miz hits his finisher 4 minutes in. Slater standing right there, he doesn't break it up. It's like, what? They could have even attempted to have a realistic finish, like where the guy goes to break it up like they do in every match.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that at all. So kind of, I was like, when I was writing it live, I was like, okay, why doesn't he interfere? And then you see that the match gets restarted, a rematch already. And it's like, okay, I guess that's why. But it's just very odd booking.
Yeah, it was very weird. Didn't see a whole lot of interference from the outside. Didn't see Riley do anything during the entire match. I didn't like that Cena was kind of making fun of the whole situation. I mean, he was mocking everything the entire night. It didn't come off well to me, but whatever. So without the first fall we saw.
I think that was on purpose. I think that was on purpose. Just at the end of the show where Cena's kind of, like you said, he's kind of mocking everything, and then when he makes a big comeback, he expects to win. And Miz kind of took it serious, so I think it's their way. I wrote early in the show that I said, okay, it's serious. It's happy John Cena this week.
Yeah.
So then I think next week it's going to be serious John Cena. You know how his face just tells you the whole story right away?
Yeah.
Like he's either funny John Cena, comical John Cena, or he's super serious, loud talking John Cena. I'm about to get angry in this promo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way John Cena is. So I think it was funny John Cena, and then because the Miz screws him out of his coveted tag titles, quote unquote coveted tag titles, I think he'll be serious next week.
I just want to go over this real quick. Why do they hate making titles look strong? Why? They've got two guys here who are going to be competing for the WWE title. They should destroy these guys who are not even really fully members of the roster yet, in my opinion. And then they flop them back and forth. Why do they hate titles right now?
They hate the secondary titles, the IC title, the US title, the tag titles.
The World
Vince
Heavyweight
just
title
cares
switched.
about the two big belts, and he cares about 2 or 3 other feuds, and everything else it's tossed aside. I don't think they give a shit. That's just how it is.
That's just how it is.
I don't like it, but I mean, they used to give a shit when we were growing up as fans in the 90s. In the 80s, like those belts, I often like the IC title matches more than the world title matches. And, now they just don't give a shit. I don't know how to explain it. Wish I could ask Vince myself, but I can't. I'm just like, why don't you invest time into the tag division? I don't know what the answer is.
Yep. Well, so that ended the show. What did you think of the show overall? You gave it a 5.5 out of 10?
Yeah, I don't know if that's high or low. I haven't really got much feedback yet. I haven't looked too much. We're kind of recording it right after I wrote it, but it was an average show. It was a wrestling heavy show. It's forgivable because the Elimination Chamber was strong. I thought it did a good job of furthering Punk, and Cena Miz got furthered okay, but I think we'll remember Cena's promo on Rock a lot more than Cena Miz. And I think the best part of the show was Undertaker Triple H part, which was good, but it makes you want to see more. So that is a good thing because it makes you want to see what they're going to say next week. I think everyone knows they're going to do the match, obviously, right? But we want to see where they're going to go next week. So that's an effective way to build storyline from the beginning.
The other thing is there wasn't a whole lot of SmackDown promotion on this. The last couple weeks, there's been a lot of SmackDown this, SmackDown that. Guys crossing over a lot more. I mean, we saw Kofi and the Core come over.
Just a real.
Yeah. It wasn't there wasn't a whole lot of that. I mean, are you looking forward to Friday's show at all, or at least read what's going to happen tomorrow? Or I mean, because of tonight.
Well, I want to see what Christian's doing. If Christian's back, that's what I really care about the most. And then are they going to bring Dolph back? And at least your favorite wrestler, Kelly's back, so that's good for you. Yep. She brings back the talent to the women's division. Your favorite.
Damn right. Well, that's all that we got today for Monday Night Raw. make sure you click on the other video that we did. If it's the first one, we did an Elimination Chamber review right before this. We'll plug some of the websites right now. Make sure you're checking out www.thejohnreport.net. Excuse me. And following us both on Twitter over at John Report and at Dave the Awesome. Don't forget to follow the Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/thejohnreportnet, as well as subscribing to this channel. Anything else, John?
That's all. We're done. I had a long day of WWE.
Yeah, I've had a long day of sports. I watched the Daytona, the All-Star Game. I watched Elimination Chamber and Raw. I'm ready to take a day off. So, thanks, folks, for watching, and have a great week. See you later.